Hi, this is Rob Roark, We the People on SMTX TV, and I'm here with Steve Munisteri, who is the chairman of the State Republican Party for the state of Texas. And we just got finished tonight with a speech here at the SMART group, the San Marcos Area Republican Texans, and a couple things that you highlighted that I made some notes earlier. Now, initially, one of the things when you got elected was the debt of the Republican Party. And that debt is now pretty much wiped out.
No, it's gone.
It's gone.
Not only do we not have the debt, the original debt was $700,000, but we've paid off that debt in every bill that's come in since. And we pay all our bills every week, so at the end of every week we carry a zero balance now.
And as a Republican Party that espouses fiscal conservatism, that's great to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk, isn't it?
Well, it just bothered me when I got in there and when I ran that if you have to practice what you preach or you lose credibility. And I think one of the things the Tea Party group and other groups have taught us that are now getting re-energized and re-involved, you know, that they don't really want politics as usual in government, but I also think they don't want it in their party. And they want the party, if it says it stands for something, to follow those principles. And we have been criticizing Democrats for not being able to manage their money, and I just thought it was a big embarrassment that the state party carried debt.
And one of the other things that you touched on that I thought was really interesting, because I've been speaking with some of the young people. I spoke with Fernando, and I spoke with some of the college Republicans here about, you know, they are carrying the torch. They are the next generation. But yet you were saying that the average age of the donors that we have in the Republican Party are 71. So
yeah, it's 70, and there's even a more alarming statistic. I'm told the average age of a delegate to the convention was 58. So to me, it's kind of like if you are marketing a product, like you're marketing Shell gasoline. They always say they want to get people committed when they're 18 to 25, so they buy that product throughout their life. So I think it's easier for us to get people as, say, middle-aged adults to vote Republican if they were Republican in their youth than to try to switch people later. And I really think we were doing a good job with Reagan in the 80s and the 90s in switching the campuses more conservative, but I think with Obama in the last election, the Democrats really prevailed by a wide margin. So that's a challenge for us. We need to do a better job now.
Well, one of the interesting things too is that a lot of the young people were involved in local races where they weren't, and I think that's probably one of the differences that we saw that probably helped for a lot of the Republicans in this county was that we had a lot of the young people getting involved in a midterm election. What are some of the things that you see going into the next 2 years that need to happen with the young people and getting them involved?
Well, number one, we got to be active on the campuses, because that's where you can find people in an aggregate setting. But not only that, generally people that are on campus and going to school, a lot of them are doing that full time. Some of them don't have jobs, so they have a little extra time. Usually people on campuses are a little more idealistic as well. But I think overall what people have to understand is that if your campaign doesn't have youth vote, you're probably missing the energy that young people traditionally bring to campaigns. Traditionally, campaigns are usually staffed by young people in terms of the volunteer force. Because, say, if you're 45 years old and you're working all day and you have 3 kids at home, you might not have the same time as you would if you're a 20-year-old sophomore student in college. So it's very, very important for the candidates to make sure they can attract young people in order, frankly, just to have the manpower to work.
Now, you talked about the congressional district, CD25, that we're in here, and your desire to try to get that redistrict and work to help get that redistrict. Just briefly, what are some of the things that the Republican Party of Texas can do, and where are you going to be hampered in helping there?
Well, we're going to be hampered on the money front, because even though we're out of debt, it's not like we're overflowing with money. We're running very lean. And generally it takes several $100,000 to be a player, to have the lawyers and the consultants. So we probably won't be able to do that. But what we will be able to do is to use for lack of a better word, the bully pulpit of the chairmanship, and knowing that I am connected to 93,000 activists that are on our mailing list to try to encourage our elected officials to maximize the number of Republicans and to look at seats that we might be able to take. And I do think that Donna Campbell ran a very, very strong race. And if that district was a little more Republican, we might be able to pick it up.
Now, I know one of the things that you got a lot of questions on here is the House Speaker's race, which is tomorrow, and realize that, that is inter-party. But one of the things, with Hays County, and that's why you're kind of walking into the hornet's nest on this one, was that with Joe Straus speaking at a Democratic rally here back in May, a lot of the grassroots activists were really upset because he violated not only a county rule, but a state SREC rule. And one of the things that, kind of a concern there, and then I also had some people asking about with the We Texans, and there's a lot of grassroots movement around here that they feel that the Republican Party has not really stood up against some of these things and stood up for the rules, or has been arbitrary in that. Now, I realize you're just one person, you're the chair of the SREC, and you have to kind of live and abide by the rules. But what are some of the things that you can see to going forward to address, if Joe Straus does win? I mean, I think some of the people would like him to still come back and address that to the people of Hays County, that, yeah, I broke the rules. What are some of your thoughts?
Well, first, to put it in perspective, and this is not to defend going to a Democratic fundraiser, because every time I've been asked publicly, I say, I do not want our elected Republicans to go to anything that helps raise money for Democrats. Having said that, a lot of people don't remember this, but when we've had Republican speakers of the House before, they have gone to Democratic fundraisers, and Democratic speakers have gone to Republican fundraisers. So part of it was the tradition of the House. But a lot of people within our party believe that just because we do something by tradition doesn't mean it's the right tradition, and that may be one tradition that should be broken, where we don't have elected Republicans helping out Democrats. My personal position as party chairman is I don't want to see any elected Republican help raise money for a Democrat.
Well, thank you very much, and it's good to see someone with the help of the grassroots. It was really, it was good to see the people there at the state convention that were working for you, and to get the people energized. We wish you the best of luck, and thank you for coming to Hays County. We hope to see you here again.
Thanks for the invitation, and good luck with the program.
Okay, thank you very much.